Outside of the big three American automakers, you've got Nissan and Toyota fighting for that Japanese truck crown. Both of them are trying to be relevant in the American full-size truck marketplace, and these two trucks are the tough off-road versions of the best of what Toyota and Nissan have to offer. Here we've got the 2020 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, coming in at about $55,000. It's tough, it's strong, and most importantly, it's tried and true in this segment. It's got Fox shocks, a stout 5.7-liter V8 making 381 horsepower, mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. It's burly, it's reliable, and it's been holding that Japanese tough truck crown for many years now. There haven't been many refreshes on this truck, just little incremental updates to make it feel a little bit newer, give it a little bit more safety, some amenities, but overall, it's a true truck tough formula. Then over here, we've got the fresh facelifted Nissan Titan Pro-4X. Compared to the Tundra's old school technique, the Nissan takes a whole new approach with a futuristic, robotic looking facelift, Bilstein shocks, general grabber tires, and a strong 400 horsepower, 5.6-liter V8, mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. The Titan Pro-4X doesn't quite have the name recognition that the TRD Pro does, but it's got a lot to offer, including a luxurious interior, stylish looks, and what Nissan's hoping is enough character to make people pick it over the Toyota. We got Nathan here as well from Daily Motor. We're gonna take a look at these trucks, take them out on the road, take them off-road, and see which one really excites us. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor. Let's go see if the Nissan can overthrow the Japanese tough truck king, the Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. All right off the bat here, first raw impressions of the new Titan. And by new, I mean facelifted. I've actually spent a significant amount of time in a 2016 Titan XD, the Cummins diesel that they discontinued. And the only thing I remember about liking is the seat. Ooh. Ooh, that engine's nice. Wow. I gotta say, I like the pull of that a lot better than the Tundra. I've actually been spending a lot of time in the Tundra, and this is my first time in the Titan. I'm probably going to screw up the names of those two somewhere wrong here as well. But already, this truck just feels... It's a very different approach. It feels tighter. The steering is much heavier, which I did not appreciate in the parking lot, but I do appreciate out here on the road. Look at this. It's like I don't have to make any corrections. The Titan, or the Tundra, I was kind of always having to keep my finger on the wheel and be wary and careful of it. Not so much on this. I like the gauges. I like how there's no chrome in here. It is a kind of more of an enclosed greenhouse, though. I feel a tad bit more claustrophobic, even with this panoramic sunroof. Nissan, I love your seats. I know the whole zero gravity thing is partially marketing, but hey, I'm buying in. This truck has the Bilstein shocks on the Pro-4X. So far, they seem to be damping the road bumps a little bit better than the Tundra. Brake pedal's nice and firm. Oh man, that steering is just so heavy. You know, I gotta say, I don't miss the loud exhaust on the Tundra. Something about hearing more of the honest work of the engine in this one. Maybe it's just because I've kind of gotten sick of it, but I mean, you kind of want to know what it's like to own these trucks rather than just drive them for a day. So I can tell you that after more than a day, the Tundra's exhaust gets old. This feels more refined, it really does. It's taking the bumps and compressing them a little bit. It's not completely filtering them out. but it feels more car-like. Heated steering wheel, yes. Toyota, you gotta get on that. I like the red stitching inside. I like this big squishy center console with a little organizer inside of it. Toyota, pay attention. All right, let's take these things off-road a bit. All right, getting the Tundra, getting the tight and dirty. Yeah, I'm liking how these Bilsteins are taking these bumps. Truck feels very composed. Looks like it's full four-wheel drive in this truck, no all-wheel drive. So you do actually have to turn it into 4 high, just like the Titan, or just like the Tundra. Then you hear a beep when the shift is done. I'm in 4 high. Ooh, traction control really kicking in and killing everything there. Then it gets up and pulls. Tires seem to be gripping in pretty well. Yeah, it's just... driving this makes the Tundra feel loose and old school. Hitting these big bumps, quiet. The cabin's very sheltered. There's no squeaks or rattles coming through. Shift back into 2. Very quick, easy shift. Wow. I gotta say, this 9-speed transmission, though, there's quite a lot of gap there between when I put my foot into it and when it actually gets up and starts going. It's got to drop a few gears, and then it pulls really hard. Definitely a lot of confidence, though. I liked that. All right, let's hop out and get into the Tundra. I will admit that exhaust sounds good, it just gets old. You don't, after driving it for a while, I mean, yeah, when we're screwing around here on these back roads, it sounds cool, but when you're just trying to daily commute, it just gets old. Now, with this super light overboosted steering, I like it in parking lot and daily driving sort of situations, but out here, it makes me feel less confident in the vehicle than the tighter steering in the Tundra, or in the Titan. It's gonna keep happening. I do appreciate the 6-speed transmission in this Toyota, though. Just lean into the throttle, and immediately that power's there. The engine responds, shifts, it's all good to go, does what I need it to do. There's a little bit more of a shudder through the cabin going over these dirt road bumps than there was in the Nissan. Nothing feels harsh, nothing feels like it's going to upset the truck, but it just doesn't feel as settled and firm and confident as the Nissan did. Spin, spin, spin. See that traction control light working, but it's nice how it doesn't totally kill the power like it did in the Nissan. The Nissan, when the traction control kicks in, and like the whole car falls on its face for a second. Shifting the Tundra into 4 takes a little bit longer. Just turn that knob, and then you can see the 4. I don't know if you can see the 4 high flash for a bit there, but actually that didn't take long. I'm cruising along, full 4-wheel drive, not all-wheel drive, so it's powering both axles at once. back into 2. Oh, okay. So that was actually quicker than what I experienced before. I guess when you're driving along, it shifts a little quicker. It is kind of cool. You can put the whole rear window down. Where's that button? Put the whole rear window down and listen to the exhaust. Although it is splashing up in the back. How is it splashing all the way there? It's crazy. Gotta love doing truck stuff. This truck feels a little bit more, I know I keep coming back to it, but, so I'll try not to say trucky. This truck feels more aggressive, more emotional. It elicits more of a response than the Nissan. The Nissan's like, yeah, this is a good truck, and it feels well put together, and it does a good job. This is kind of like, oh yeah, this is, I'm driving something kind of special here. There's something about a TRD Pro that just feels more raw and more tough and just cooler than the Pro-4X Nissan. And don't get me wrong, I think the Nissan looks great. I think it drives great. But there's just something about the emotion that comes from driving the Tundra. Next time we're doing a comparo between two trucks that don't sound the same. What I noticed getting back into the Tundra is that having this tan top of the exterior, or the tan top of the interior, makes it feel lighter and airier inside here, whereas the black top of the Titan felt a little bit more claustrophobic. Now, yeah, that's personal preference, but still something to consider. Let's hop out, get some of Nathan's impressions on the trucks. Woo, got him dirty, that's for sure. All right, off-road to off-road. What are your thoughts?
That by a mile. You know, first thing I noticed right away, sometimes when you're hitting bumps, it kind of bounces it around like from side to side, and the rear end would kind of step out. That felt so much more confident. I don't know if that's the tires, and they both look like pretty rugged tires.
One thing I really noticed, especially getting back into the Toyota, is it just feels cooler.
Yeah, it definitely feels cooler.
There's something about, like, not only just like the actual driving experience, but also just knowing what you're driving.
Yeah.
There's just something cooler about thinking about a TRD Pro versus a Pro-4X.
Well, here's the other thing too, is Toyota's really gotten the compared to Nissan, they have a much more American truck feel.
Yeah, that's true.
They feel like Nissan, like Toyota pickup truck has a lot more carry to it than Nissan pickup truck.
Probably because it's a NASCAR.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's honestly true. I mean, that's
right.
Toyota specifically got into NASCAR to kind of push their trucks a little bit more, make kind of an all-American brand.
Well, when it's on its own, the Titan looks good and kind of tough, but standing right here next to the Tundra, it definitely looks a little smaller. Maybe it's where they're parked. It might be sitting a little bit lower on the ground, but and I guess it's parked backward a little bit too, so our eyes might be playing a trick on me. But the when you're driving the Titan, it's like, oh, this is a good truck. Like, it's solid, it drives well, it's smooth, it's a nicely designed interior. But then you get into the Tundra and you're just like, I just like it. It's like childish almost.
I have to disagree with you though on how it drives. I think the Tundra drives a lot better than the Titan. The Titan, for one thing, the steering feels, it almost kind of feels like it wanders a little bit. Like
I felt the total opposite. I thought it felt, I like driving out here, I could just like let it go on its own and it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, well, the other thing is the transmission in this. Like, one thing I noticed is trying to pull out, a lot of times it would lag a lot. Like, I'd really have to, like...
Yep.
And also lurchiness, like getting off the line, like, it's kind of like, sometimes I'd feel a jolt.
That's true. Let's hop in the Titan and talk about the interior real quick. Yeah, there's just some Pro-4X just doesn't go quite as far for me.
Yeah.
Seats are good though.
Yeah. I have to say that this is a very comfortable truck. The interior is, it's nicer than the Tundra. There's no getting around that.
Right.
And it's,
no chrome.
Yeah.
Although it's a little bit actually around these buttons, but not as bad. You can tell that the Tundra has been around for so long that there are certain additions and features that they've kind of had to like add in here or there, like the trailer brake controller is way down here in a weird spot.
It's just spread out around there.
Yeah, it's just kind of like what's going on? Where it's a newer truck, so it's a little more straightforward laid out. You got your heated steering wheel, which is big. I really like how Nissan does these dials, or what do you call it? Rotary.
Nice simple buttons for the heated and cooled seats. You don't have to screw around with the infotainment.
Ford.
Yeah, Ford.
Yeah, I do appreciate that there's a little organizer. Yeah. It's a smaller container overall than the Toyota, but having this little organizer is nice. Got some pen holders.
Yeah, get some volt outlet there.
Is it padded down there?
Yeah, it is. It's padded with a little deeper spot there. Is there wireless charging?
I don't think so, but it does still have a better place to put your phone than the Toyota.
This pops out.
That's interesting. I guess if you never used it, it's good you can take it out because this pops out too.
Oh.
I don't want to. So you can just bloop, and you run you run the charger cables right up through here, so you can just plug it in and have it.
No, that's a smaller phone. Let's look at a Note 9 here. How is that there? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This goes in.
It's exactly like Rams, but it works well.
No drama.
Nope.
It's I would say it's a little bit more organized than the Tundra. Mm-hmm. And the Tundra, like...
Tundra kind of just gives you a bunch of space and says, here, go for it.
Yeah. Or is this a kind of like more directs you where you should put your stuff?
Right. One more thought out. Panoramic sunroof's nice.
Oh, one thing, the Tundra's glove box is huge compared to this.
That's true. Let's hop in the back here real quick.
So you've got your USB here, heated seats.
Dual stage heated.
Yeah, dual stage
and
heater.
AC plug, which is nice.
You got some nice cup holders. Honestly, it doesn't seem like they've skimped out on anything back here.
No, the back's very nice. Although I am leaned quite a lot up.
Yes, that is true.
Dude, can you recline?
There's no... Oh wait, I think there might be storage down here.
Yeah, probably when you fold the seats up.
Oh yeah.
You got these seats fold up like so, and then you got some, oh wow, it's like a weird lockable, check this out, Nathan. It goes flat there, so you can have like a flat load floor.
Oh, oh that's neat.
So you could put something all the way across, and then under here is a lockable storage. That's pretty cool. It's got these bed locking things, spray and bed liner.
Got a pretty good amount of bed lights too.
Yeah, the LED bed lights.
Also, it's nice how you just pull it and you don't have to...
Right, it's just like a soft. Now the Toyota
it also has
soft, but don't see any lights. There is a channel lock system up there.
No lights and no easy way to get in. It's kind of clumsy.
Just gotta man yourself into it, and no bed liner.
No bed liner. Which means this is all going to get scratched up when you put anything in it.
Yep.
Whether it's aluminum or steel, they both scratch.
The Tundra seats fold up as well, but you just got seat underneath, which is actually, it's kind of simple. Although it was nice how in the Titan it was like rugged, like plastic and everything, rubber.
Want to put something on.
Yeah, exactly.
But look how much space there is back here.
There's a ton of space. Just a grab handle to help get yourself up.
Also, getting in, let's see, we got a side rail,
which is an option, probably on both of them.
But it does help.
So yards of leg space. Yes. I don't know why it needs to be so big.
I mean,
this kind of just flops down.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but it works.
Toyota well, like, you know, they got some speaker back here, but they didn't go to great lengths to make the rear any.
You do have handles up here still.
Oh, that's good.
Cheaper feeling ones, but still there. Yeah. Only 2 cup holders, one 12 volt, no USBs, no heated seats.
Got rear vents.
So even though there's more space back here for a bunch of people, it doesn't mean it's a better place to be. All right, to the front.
Yep.
You know, I like just like the sort of refreshing, simple layout. It's so different.
Yeah.
It's hard to even compare them.
For your taste, would you say this is modernized enough?
Yes.
I would have to agree.
Yeah. Yes, it doesn't feel nearly as modern as any of the other full-size trucks, but I kind of don't care.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, you just kind of got things kind of thrown around here, and then you got your traction control button here next to
which is really random.
Yeah, and why not put that up there next to the tow haul button?
Right, or take the tow haul and the trailer brake and move them over here.
Yeah. And also, one thing I noticed right away, these feel very durable. I mean, there's no give at all.
Right. Everything's easy to grab, easy to turn. Even these buttons up here, like, it's just satisfying, and you know, it's easy. If you had a glove on, you could do all of this still, which is important.
Yeah. Your heated seat buttons, and everything is just very simple, very thrown at you.
This is obviously an older interior, but I don't think most people are going to care.
Yeah.
No, overall, I think if it were my money, it'd probably be the Toyota.
Yeah.
There are things I don't like about it, and there are things I like about the Nissan better. But at the end of the day, this just has more of an emotional appeal. Yeah, and I would just be more confident in it lasting, the transmission not having issues, it kind of having, you know, that higher resale value. Yeah. It's just a cooler package.
And the other thing, like you said, like that pretty much, it does some things up here and some things down here. This kind of does everything, just kind of.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what it comes down to is if I were buying this, I feel like I'm getting something that I can only get with this Toyota.
Yeah.
If I'm buying that, I feel like I should have just gotten a Ram.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, because the Ram's even going to feel more luxurious, ride even smoother, and I think even look better. And then you're not buying a foreign truck.
You know, you're right. That kind of reminds me more of the Ram. Just kind of the interior feel. It's got the nicer, more upscale interior.
Yep.
This actually kind of reminds me of the Ford more. It's more spacious.
Yep.
And the materials aren't as nice, and it's not as, like, refined as you could say.
Yep.
But it's kind of just like it gives you a more confident feeling when you're, as an ownership.
Yep. I agree. All right, so you heard it here, everyone. Daily Motor, between the Titan Pro-4X and the Tundra TRD Pro, we'd take the Toyota. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Be sure to check out our individual reviews on each truck, and we will catch you on the next one. Like and subscribe, please, if you enjoy the video. And as always, drive on.